Welcome back to Aloha Authentic. We have relocated our set, really picked it up from Bishop Museum and put it here in Pia Valley. We're here on Oahu where Bishop Museum has partnered with organizations to reforest native plants. And this effort is a time-consuming one, but there's so much things to learn about it. So we're here with Nick, who is the Bishop Museum Seed Bank Collections Manager.
Aloha.
Trying to remember that on top of my head. Well, thank you very much, Nick. You know, there's one interesting thing that I think when we think of plants, that a plant, you know, you just plant a plant in the middle of the forest and you want to reforest. But what's the difference between native plants and non-native plants?
So native plants, it can be a little bit challenging to maintain native forests once the weeds have moved in. You got to do a lot of weeding, a lot of removal, and wait for the native plants to slowly grow and fill that space. So if you look through the understory here, you can see a lot of native plants that Protect and Preserve have outplanted here that are kind of underneath some of the weedier koahauli and the pittosporum back there. But below that are all native plants, and the advantage of native plants is that they provide food and habitat for some of the other native species, so birds and kahuli. They're all part of an ecosystem and need one another to survive, really.
So I'm assuming that one of the issues that the kahuli and the manu that we were speaking of throughout the show, non-native plants, I'm assuming, is one of the issues of them and the demise of their population.
Yep, so the weeds and the non-native plants do not provide the same habitat and environment that the native plants do. So they are really pivotal for each other's survival.
So when we're talking about seed bank, what do you guys do and what is this preparation? I'm assuming then you collect seeds and you do your process to prep them to return them back into the aina?
Exactly. So our work begins really with looking back into our databases. So we have over 240 years of botanical data, and then we learn what was in an area, what is still there by going out and surveying, and then collecting the seeds, preparing the seeds so that they will store for a long period of time until places like Protect and Preserve in Pia Valley are ready for restoration work and ready for those seeds.
It's interesting because I didn't really think of the importance of seeds until I was in college and I had a class, and the very last thing that we did was throughout this semester class, we all grew our own home garden, and at the end, to bring the whole semester together, we all exchanged the seeds that we grew from whatever we grew in our yard. And I didn't really think of how important something as small as a seed is. But for you, I'm assuming this effort is a long, slow process. How long are you expecting this whole project to take to get to the goal that you guys want to achieve?
So ideally we want to be restoring native plants to have a functional ecosystem. So areas where the seeds, there's enough native plants that are contributing to seed set that they're growing on their own, that we don't need to be chasing out the weeds. Right now, if you look back here at all the native plants, so the a'ali'i, ule, and the Walteria, right now those Protect and Preserve has been working for about 4 years to restore them. So that's about 4 years of growth. And in reality, it's going to take much longer to reforest Pia Valley.
And how do you know that your efforts are being a success? Like, how do you guys judge your success?
So it will take several years to do a full assessment. If you look behind us here, the native plants that Protect and Preserve have outplanted in this area, they are only 4 years old, so it will take quite a while longer. However, one of the successes of the area is that elapayos have begun to move in and begun nesting here, along with some of the predator control, rat trapping.
So not necessarily a honey creeper, but forest bird.
Still a forest bird and still important for our ecosystems.
Awesome. Well, I would love to be able to contribute somehow to your efforts here. Is there something I can do?
Well, if you'd like, you can give me a hand planting some cocoa.
Yes, please.
So these were collected from the ridgeline up at Hawaii Loa, so still Protect and Preserve's managed land. And we got some holes started over here.
Awesome. Thank you. So then we just
flip
them out.
And you feel the soil, yep. And then we just support the roots because they're nice and delicate. And then just into the, perfect. And then just leave the top of the soil level with all the rest and begin filling in.
So I mean, for people who's watching this and they may not necessarily be able to come here and volunteer, which hopefully you guys do. But with that said, what is some things that we can do at home that could help to contribute to this effort? And it may seem like it's a big project, but what are some little things that we can do?
Oh, there's lots of things that folks can do at home. So, for example, if you do have an outdoor area that you can plant plants in, you can go to nurseries and find native plants to plant in your backyard. There are volunteer opportunities, so both here at Protect and Preserve in Pia Valley, as well as at the Bishop Museum. There is always if you have the ability, donate to those organizations to contribute. And for landowners, let's say you are a farmer, you have an acre or two, and you want to restore some areas of your property to native forest, going out and seeking people who have seed banking opportunities and can access plants that are appropriate for your area. That's an option.
And as you mentioned, Bishop Museum is just one component, but you guys partnered with an organization.
So we're partnered with Protect and Preserve Hawaiʻi. So protectpreservehi.org is their website for volunteer opportunities, as well as the Bishop Museum's website.
And I'm assuming the Bishop Museum Seed Bank will also be looking for volunteers and help in the near future.
Exactly, and you can check out those opportunities on the Bishop Museum's website, bishopmuseum.org.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Nick. This is awesome. We'll be right back right here on Aloha Authentic.